It's 6 days since I've been driving the Thar Roxx, done 3,000 kilometers driving this from Kochi to Pune. In fact, I haven't yet reached my home in Pune. We've stopped outside the city to put together this video because there are a lot of things that I'm waiting to tell you guys after living with the car. In a normal first drive, there's only so much that you can make out driving it for 100 kilometers over a few hours. But now we spend an extensive amount of time and there is tons of things that I have learned. But first, we got to get the car washed up and then we got to do some testing. So Mahindra, in their extensive briefing, they gave us the 0 to 60 time of both the petrol and diesel, but did not give us the 0 to 100 time. So we're going to strap on our V-Box, do an acceleration test, and after that, we're going to get the 3-door Thar and tell you the differences between the 3-door Thar and the 5-door Thar Roxx. This is not a long wheelbase of the 3-door Thar. This is so much more than that. We'll tell you all about that in this video. But before we go ahead, you know the drill. Smash that bell icon to stay notified for all our video drops and stay subscribed to the Evo India channel. And of course, if you have any more questions on the Thar Roxx at the end of this video, let us know in the comments and we will get back to you.
Everywhere I go, the people really want to know who I is and who I be. They stop and stare when they see me.
So we got our V-Box plugged in. We'll start. Zoom mode on the drive mode and launch. Mahindra claims 0 to 60 in 5 seconds for the diesel. We're already at 80, 90, 100. This does accelerate quite quick. 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. I think it's definitely doable. 0 to 100, 11.88 seconds. So the fastest time we got was 11.65. The Thar Roxx is quick. Let's start with the obvious size differences. The wheelbase of the 3-door Thar is 2,450 mm and the 5-door Thar has got an additional 400 millimeters in the wheelbase. That means the overall length has also gone up by exactly 400 millimeters. But that's not all, because the 5-door Thar is not a long wheelbase version of the 3-door Thar. It has become wider. 50 mm wider. It has also grown taller, 73 mm taller. Now, we haven't been given a figure for the ground clearance, but they say that the water wading depth is the same at 650 mm. 226 mm ground clearance, it should probably be around about there. But one difference is that the height of the side step of the 3-door Thar, the side step on the 5-door Thar is a little lower, so it makes ingress-egress easier. We know that the 3-door Thar has barely any boot space. Now compare that with what all I picked up on my road trip from Kerala and squeezed into the Thar Roxx. This is of course with only 2 people on board, not 5. Now let us quickly run you through all the differences between the 3-door Thar and the 5-door Thar Roxx. 18-inch wheels with MRF Wanderer 80 tires. 19-inch wheels also with MRF Wanderer 80 tires. Halogen lights, LED DRLs and the indicator out there. Full LED lights, C-shaped DRLs and the indicators again on the wings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the 6-pack grille. Fiber roof. Full metal roof. No remote fuel filler release. Finally sorted. Got to slam that tailgate. Gravity assist. No LEDs, C-shaped LED lights. Better door shut quality. No wiper. Rear wash and wipe. Rear drums. Rear disc brakes. Auto folding ORVMs. Manual does it, baby. No grab handle. Grab handle and a lower side step, easier to get in and out. Start stop button. No dead pedal has always been a bugbear on the 3-door Thar. Dead pedal, yay! Black seats, fabric and all black interiors. You can hose this down. Leatherette seats, ventilated for the driver and passenger, but the all white interiors, it's already getting dirty. Basic but hardy. Soft touch plastics, nice material quality and even hand stitching.
Made in India with pride.
7-inch screen. 10.25-inch screen, though right now only Android Auto works. Steering, familiar. Leather-wrapped, flat-bottom steering wheel from the Scorpio N. More things change, the more they remain the same. The steering still does not adjust for reach. Hydraulic power steering, and this is not one finger light. Your one finger will break if you try. You have to use both hands and a bit of muscle, but it is power assisted. Electric power steering is one finger light. The sun visor, it also pulls out. Very nice. Manual day-night rear view mirror. Automatic day-night mirror. Power windows on the center console. Power window switches on the doors and one touch down for the driver. Above 100 kmph, no chance of you hearing the stereo. 6 speakers, 2 tweeters and a subwoofer in the boot plus an amplifier. Bottle holders. No place for bottles anywhere in the Roxx, so you need a custom bottle. Manual seat adjust. Electric driver seat adjust. Yay! Huge panoramic sunroof, like really huge. No sunroof, but you do get the option of a soft top convertible. Regular dials. 10.25-inch cluster with full screen display of Google Maps. Only rear parking sensors. 360 camera, and you also get a 3D view. Ingress egress is no easy affair. And the 3-door Thar is only a 4-seater. Doors open 90 degrees. You have a grab handle on the B pillar. You can climb in. There is a good amount of knee room, and this is a 5-seater with a flat floor, so it's comfortable for long journeys. No wireless charger, no USB-C. Wireless charger and a USB-C fast charger. No armrest. Adjustable armrest. Manual handbrake. Electric parking brake with auto hold. Regular aircon. Climate control. Flimsy aircon vents. Better quality aircon vents.
And with the specs out of the way, let's hit the road.
Let's jump into the 3-door Thar and get familiarized once again with something that we really, really love. The first thing that you notice on the 3-door Thar is the effort required to turn the steering wheel. This of course is power steering, and now we are kind of behaving a little spoiled, but it does need more effort than on the Thar Roxx, electric power steering versus hydraulic power steering. Of course, you get a little bit more feel on this, but in a vehicle like a Thar, I don't know what the whole deal about feel is. It's okay. Going around corners, there is more body roll, and it is definitely more bouncy and jumpy. In fact, I would go so far as to say that the Thar Roxx is maybe 200% better in terms of ride comfort, maybe 300% better in terms of ride comfort compared to the 3-door Thar. With the 3-door Thar, you can constantly feel the jiggling and the jumping around. It's not unsettled, it is highly unsettled. And this actually is coming from after you drive the 5-door Thar. This is the petrol that I'm driving, 150 bhp. The diesel on the 3-door, that makes 130 bhp. Diesel 0 to 100 takes 14.5 seconds. The petrol takes 11.5 seconds. So in terms of performance, well, the Roxx has taken a massive step up. It still moves, make no mistake about it, it still moves, and it's still an enthusiastic little puppy. The Roxx is more grown up, but this is a little puppy that loves to play. The steering, once you get going, it's actually pretty good. You get definitely more feel. but you also get this vibration, and then there is that whole hurricane inside the three-door Thar that you get at triple digit speeds. This is pretty noisy. The Roxx, a lot of people say that this is what the Thar should be back in 2020, but back in 2020 we had the Thar CRD, and this was a huge step up over it. So it's a natural evolution. And now let's jump into the 5-door, and let me tell you everything that I've learned over the past week with the Roxx. So this is a good comparison because we've just gone over this patch in the 3-door Thar. First things first, refinement. I don't have to make myself be heard over the tire noise, the wind roar, nothing. This has got really good refinement. In fact, you can do triple digit speeds in the Thar Roxx. You can have a conversation with people sitting in the back, and you can listen to music. In the 3-door Thar at triple digit speeds, you cannot listen to music because there's so much of roar, and plus the music system is very average on the 3-door Thar. But here you have this Harman Kardon setup, which, to be honest, I think could have been done a little better because how much they spoke about the Harman Kardon system in the presentation. I thought this would be like a banging sound system, but it's a little too muffled and too bass heavy. Plus, with the bass really cranked up, things start to jar. So I think that needs a setup, and plus the different modes, that, I don't know, it's too complicated. It just needs simple modes on that sound system. Now the seats, I've driven this non-stop for 20 hours yesterday and my body is not aching, I'm not feeling tired, so the support is good. It just lacks a bit of under thigh support. I think that should have been done better. The dead pedal, now that's a welcome addition, but the pedals are slightly angled to the right, so your foot is not straight, it's slightly tilted to the right, and after a couple of hours your knees start to cramp up and you're constantly moving your knees. The steering, there's no feel, but I prefer this electric power steering any day to the hydraulic on the 3-door Thar. It makes it so easy to drive, and I think this is one of the main reasons why I could do 20 hours and not feel tired at all. Very precise, nice and direct. You can place it with accuracy. It's an impressively well sorted system, and the ride comfort over bad roads is absolutely incredible. Huge 19-inch wheels, massive high-profile tires, a huge rolling diameter, and that just flattens bad roads. You go over potholes, broken patches, you go over it faster, you barely feel it. Where everything else is slowing down, the Thar Roxx actually speeds up and goes brum 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 around everything. You do feel it, it's not like you don't feel anything, but the way it goes around these bad patches is super impressive. It also has a tighter turning circle than the 3-door Thar. When you do triple digit speeds, you do hear a bit of wind noise because those wing mirrors are massive, and you do hear a bit of the tire rod because these are massive 80 tires. The Thar Roxx is, at this price, the best vehicle to road trip across India with. You know, driving in India, it's fraught with the uncertainties. You'll be going around a smooth corner and suddenly you'll have a pothole or you'll have a speed breaker which you'll not be able to slow down in time for. The Thar Roxx can just go flat out over that, nothing is going to happen. It feels unbreakable, it feels indestructible. And then there's the performance. Step on it, it really moves. Round corners, it's precise, you can place it with precision. There is body roll, of course, but it's so well contained that you can go around bends at speeds that you wouldn't think prudent on a vehicle of this size and this genre. Some things that I noticed, the LED lights, when it is pitch dark, it lights up the road really well. But when there's diffused light, when there's oncoming headlights, this does not cut through the dark very well. Halogens do a better job. And when it rains, you can't see anything. In fact, this whole LED lights, there needs to be some sort of a system where you can actually see when it is raining. LED lights that work in India are a very rare thing. The wipers also, I think Mahindra need a better supplier. They don't wipe really well. And apart from that, I don't know what's wrong with this. I'm really super impressed. I was super impressed with the 2020 Thar when it was launched, but that was the enthusiast in me, the 8-year-old inside me that was giving vent to all the tied up frustrations, especially over the COVID period. But this, there are no dearth of good cars today. Really, there are a lot of excellent cars, and the Roxx is still super impressive. On every measurable aspect, the Thar Roxx is superior to the 3-door Thar. But obviously, it's also more expensive. Starts at 14 lakh rupees, the MX-1 version. In fact, if you look at like to like with similar kind of equipment levels, the Roxx would probably be around 6 lakhs more expensive than the 3-door Thar. And that means you will continue to see a lot of these 3-doors. In terms of value for money, that is very good. But this obviously has got more refinement, more power, more space, more comfort, more features. In fact, this is properly a Creta and other mid-SUV rival. Now, who should not look at the Thar Roxx? Well, one is if you are a little old, if your knees are creaking, your hips are shaking, then getting in and out is going to be difficult, even though they have the side steps and those grab handles. So you should not be looking at the Roxx. The second is if you value fuel economy, the petrol on the Thar Roxx is going to give you around 6-7 kmpl. So it has got power, but it also has a healthy appetite for fuel. The diesel, when I drove it from Kochi to Pune, it gave me around 10.5 kmpl. So fuel economy, not its greatest suit. Also, the low speed ride is not as composed as a monocoque SUV. You do feel that slight jiggle. So that's also there. If you want that low speed comfort in the city, monocoque SUVs are slightly better. And finally, if you do not want to be noticed, you definitely do not want to be buying a Roxx. In fact, the number of people that have gerawed me on the way here has been incredible. One guy in a Land Cruiser, a brand new Land Cruiser, he stopped me in Wayanad and got out of his Land Cruiser to check out the Thar Roxx. That's the kind of interest around this, the hype around it, and obviously the kind of demand that the Roxx is going to get. This is 200% going to be a bestseller. I cannot see one flaw on the Roxx. Of course, I am partial to this genre of vehicles, but even though keeping aside all my partialities, this is fantastic. As a road tripping vehicle, this is amongst the best. In this price range, this is the best. As a daily driver, I don't see any reason why you should not be looking at the Thar Roxx. This is a fantastic effort and it has my heart.
Know what I'm finna do? Hey, desperate times calls for desperate measures, but we ain't getting desperate, we just getting better. You get all the shine if you endure the pressure. You cheat the hustle, then you guaranteed to get the lesson. I promise, more commas, no drama. Shit, feeling